Everything works so you can play. MiniWarGaming, speed the cooler, bat rap.
Tau turn 2 begins. Now we're going to start seeing reinforcements coming in. And first off, I've got my 2 Barracudas, or rather, my reinforcements are the 2 Barracudas, so they both come in. And the first one, it comes in, and the second one comes in behind the Fire Warriors. Basically, they're there to try and kill those monstrous creatures because of their ion cannons and missile pods. Here I've got my battle suits moving forward, because they do all have flamethrowers and plasma, so they're rather short-ranged. And then the railgun moving off towards the road there. I was trying to block the fortress so he couldn't drop spore pods on it. And in hindsight, I probably won't bring that again, but I've got the other ion cannon tank moving around. The Pathfinders, because nothing is in range, they all jump inside of the building. So one into the corner bastion and the other one into the center part. Difficult terrain, but because of my Warlord trait, they do actually get moved through cover. So they move up and basically move through cover. Slowly going to try and work my way away from those Termagants, but they're probably not going to make it, but we'll try anyway. So they run that way. Now we start off, tries to hit with its marker light the Barracuda. Now it's shooting its ion cannon and missile pods. And the missile pods are twin linked, but it fires again and does get a few wounds, and he fails 2 of them. Or 3 of them rather. So he loses 3 wounds there. And now the other ion cannon's shooting at the Hive Tyrant, and it does hit him with his marker light, so he fires the rest of his shots and reduces its cover save. Hitting with 4, wounding with 3, and it does 3 wounds. So Hive Tyrant's down to 1 wound already, and now the Fire Warriors are going to shoot at it. They only get 2 hits and no wounds. And now the battle suits, they're going to shoot their flamethrower. The commander's going to shoot his flamethrower as well as the fragmentation bomb, which only scatters 1 inch because he is ballistic skill 5, so all of those gaunts disappear. Then we've got the rest of the Fire Warriors, because the commander does have target lock. He can now shoot a different target since they've brought that back. Shoot their one-shot plasmas at the Trigon, but it saves all of its 5-ups against their plasma. Now the Fire Warriors fire, they get 2, and he makes both of those on his regular 3+ save. And then I shoot a railgun across the board, which hits and does do a wound to the Hive Tyrant, but he makes his cover save, so it lives that. Then I shoot another ion cannon at it, and it misses every shot. And I shoot my other ion cannon at it, and it hits with 2, and does do 2 wounds. But he makes his cover save, so it lives again. Now I shoot the las cannon on the fortress itself, and it misses, but it is twin-linked. And it hits with the second shot, and does a wound. And he fails, so his Warlord goes down, and that is another point for the Tau. The rest of the Fire Warriors, they shoot into the Zoanthropes, just trying to get a few wounds here. And they do hit it and do 4 wounds, and he fails 2 of those 5-ups, and so he loses 1. Then at the end of the Tau turn 2, the battle suits then pull back, just moving behind the tank in case he tries to charge up or move through them that way. And so, beginning of Tyranid turn 2, and now he's going to get his reserves, but because his Warlord is dead, he can no longer re-roll. So the Zoanthrope doesn't come in, the Gaunts do not come in, the other Gaunts do not come in, and the last group does. So very unlucky that his commander had died there, or else he would have been re-rolling all those 1s and 2s. But he does get all these new Termagants in, and the other Termagants are now moving up as the movement phase begins. So we bring those up in the front, and now we've got the Zoanthrope moving up behind them, or the Venomthrope moving up behind him to keep giving them that 5-up cover save, which is definitely a big difference for them about having that 5-up cover. So with the 5-up cover save, they're far better because they not as much of a difference as this psychic move made that gave his monstrous creatures plus D3 toughness and strength. And it wasn't even the strength. Like, I mean, if we got in close combat, I'd lose anyway. But the fact that it comes to from 6s to wound on my Fire Warriors to not being able to. Anyway, the remaining Tervigon that's able to spawn does spawn another large pile of Gaunts, so they've shown up now. And the other Tyranids just kind of sit around the objective, wanting to hold on to it while the rest of the units move up. Now the deep striking Termagants now shoot into my Fire Warriors and kill 1 of them. And then the Spore Pod attacks and hits hitting on 5, wounding on 2s, and it fails. But the other Gaunts get to shoot as well. And they actually do 2 wounds, so 2 more Fire Warriors go down. So there will be a leadership. And then the large Trigon tries to shoot my commander and his unit, and he gets a few hits, and does do a wound on both the commander and on the battlesuit, or does 2 wounds to the commander, 1 on the battlesuit. And now he's got his other Turvagon shooting at them, and I fail my save, so my commander's down to 1. Because on 6s he can choose who gets hit, because his guys all count as characters. So they'll get that precision fire, or whatever the name of that special rule is. And now he's got his Turvagons, the other ones that did not shoot, running so they can get a little bit further up. Even though that one on the left there is toughness 9 right now, and the one on the right is toughness 7, but still, you gotta keep together. And they're all nice and tightly packed in. I wish I did have the upgrade on the fortress, but I did not take it. So at the end of turn 3, Tau have started to lose taking casualties, but they did kill another 2 monstrous creatures, or another 1 monstrous creature, which was his warlord. So stay tuned for part 3 and see if the Tyranids get to the Tau.